first off, let's just back all the way up.
And when I moved to Florida, I just never felt kind of like alone like that. So it just put me in a different mindset.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to episode 6 of the POP, where we value progression over perfection. Y'all know how we do. Man, it's episode 6?
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy,
already
man.
episode 6.
Y'all know how we do. We don't got no notes. We don't got no phones. We just about to have some good conversation. I got a special guest with us again. I got my brother, Christian, and we just about to chop it up, about life, just in general, anything in between, all that. Y'all know how we do. Sit back, relax, and I'm gonna just go ahead and spin it over to Christian. He gonna introduce himself, and we just gonna, get it rolling.
What's going on, y'all? Yeah, this is Christian. Currently living in Greenville now. Just like Chandler is, I'm from Charleston.
The real 843.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Other than that, just big chilling in Greenville. I like it so far.
How long you been in Greenville?
Shoot, I would say probably since last July. Yeah, since last June or July. It's been pretty cool so far. Been trying to check out different transfers for work. Still working here currently. It's been pretty cool though.
You been here since last July?
Yeah, time is moving by fast. It's almost a year.
Wow,
Yes,
that's crazy, man.
Yes, sir.
So you say you just got here in July. For those that don't know, where you come from?
I was moving from Florida. I lived in the Daytona area. I was thinking about moving to Tampa, but I went to Clemson, so Greenville was the closest part. I was also thinking about moving to Charleston, but just knowing people from there and not really. I've already done everything in Charleston. I liked it. That was in the move too, but just want to move to Greenville. Had a couple friends here. One of my best friends, Devin. Shout out Devin. Moved in with him for a little bit and ended up getting my own place just for the time being, and can't complain.
So Daytona, how was that like? Because you moved, so you was in Charleston, then Greenville, well, the Seneca area for Clemson, and then Florida. So that's like, had you ever been to Daytona area or any of that?
No. That's a crazy story in its own. So it's a long story, but just cut it short. I was with ex of mine, moved there, kind of went off the whim, just went there, found an apartment. After that, signed the lease, and then that was history. So I was there for, I want to say, about a year and some change. It was pretty cool though. I would say the weather's nice. Other than that, met a lot of people through work, met a lot of friends just out and about. I was checking out the city. Mm-hmm. Used to go to Miami a lot, Jacksonville, Tampa, a bunch of different areas. Mm-hmm. But I would say being out in Florida is different. Everything was, just getting out of college, moving with my girl. After that, didn't work out, so kind of felt alone in a sense. Mm-hmm. I want to say I kind of just put my all into work. Made friends through their other outlets, and then sometimes kind of felt kind of alone. So
So I know I know it's hard to even just make a move, especially to a place where you don't have anybody that you know. How was it like making friends? How was it like? How was that initial just conversations, just try to meet people? I'm sure you had to put yourself out there. So
Yeah. I'm a natural people person, to be honest. You already know me. Yeah. I have a bunch of friends. In college, out of college, especially when I was in Charleston, I had a bunch of friends. And then whenever I got to Florida, all I had was work. So I made friends through work. Mm-hmm. Just connected with a bunch of people through there, and then they had mutual friends. Kind of connected with them. We would go play basketball, go to the beach. Just kind of do a bunch of different things. So I kind of met a bunch of people through work, playing ball, going to the gym, and I used to go running. So I would just do all that with a select group of friends and people that I met up there. But at first it was kind of hard to make friends because I'm so used to having a bunch of people around me. And then whenever you get, whenever you feel kind of alone, people don't know that you're alone. You kind of try to hide that, and then you just start connecting with people at work, and you kind of feel a little bit loose, and you're like, okay, I can make this work. So, I kind of liked having my own space, being alone, meal prepping, cooking, just kind of along those lines.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I would say The number one thing with just trying to make new friends, especially in a place where you don't know anybody, is that initial similarity, like work. We work together, so we should have something to talk about in that sense. And then we can kind of spin off from that. How are you outside of work? And then it's like, oh, is this gonna, do I see a good friend in you? And it's just everybody's different when it comes to that initial friendship. Me personally, I do the same thing. We have some, in common. Or if someone has some nice shoes on, I compliment them. And it's kind of like, oh, you collect shoes, or, spending all that. Or you have a nice car, spending off that. So it's easier when you already kind of have a friend and you kind of branch out that friend and talk to somebody that way. But just to go out and not have anybody to just try to make friends, it is harder. It's harder. It's easier said than done, I say so. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So when you moved out to Florida, did you already have a job lined up? Like, how was that?
No, man. So, it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. I had thoughts. I already was working at Best Buy down there. After I was working there, I was doing a couple things with the company. I didn't really have a plan. So, I thought I would just find something there. I was like, it's Florida. I was like, I can probably find something, put my application out there, apply. So I was just applying to different companies. When I first moved there, I still worked at Best Buy when I first moved there. And then I was like, this is something I could probably do, but I need to start making more money. So, I just started applying, and then I had a company reach out to me.
How did they reach out to you?
They reached out to me over Indeed.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was an account executive role, just in logistics. It was pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? So they reached out to me. I was like, let's just give it a try. So I started doing that. And then from there, like I said, it was history. Pretty much.
It's good. How was just going from, I'm not going to say like Best Buy isn't like a career, because anybody who works at any of those jobs, those definitely are, good paying jobs. You can work your way up, and definitely if that's a passion of yours, then by all means take that. I don't mean no disrespect, but going from like that traditional, job where you're in retail, because this is still in retail, to go from that going to like a corporate office like setting, how was that? Was it tough? Was it night and day, or?
Yeah, it was just completely different. Just the interview process, all of it. I would say the whole thing. So, just moving to a state alone was already scary. Not having a job lined up. Well, I want to say just in my shoes, what I thought was a career. Because, we can kind of throw it way back. So, when I was in college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So, I started off in engineering. I was in class. I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I wasn't doing bad, but I wasn't doing the best I could be because I wasn't really interested. Yeah. I wasn't really interested inside of it. So, I was like, what should I do? And then, I'm talking with mom and dad, of course. And then they're like, you could talk with your brother, see what he wants to do. But I'm like, this is kind of my own life. So it was just kind of a struggle just from a lot of different aspects. So I want to say right when I started college, I had a group of friends, just a bunch of people around me, all doing different sort of things. And people knew what they wanted to do. I really didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. So, I went down the engineering route because of high school, did that for a few years. And then I was looking into business because, business, you can get a degree and kind of go down a broad path after that. After talking with mom and dad, they were like, you can kind of do what Chandler did in IT. So I was like, all right, let's look into computer information systems. So I kind of went down that route for a little bit. And then as I was doing it, I didn't really like coding, just personally. I liked the different courses, classes, taking, I liked the classes. It's just my focus wasn't really there. So, I was kind of in college, not happy, not doing what I really wanted to do personally. And it was just kind of just confusing all the way around. So, I don't know, just to tie it back to moving to Florida and doing a job that, they reached out to me. I was like, you know what, it's not bad pay. Let's see where we can get this. Just the harder you work, more money you can make. So I just kind of had a mindset. I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this job. I'm going to interview. They liked me, so I came back in for a second interview. And then they told me as long as you're a hard worker, you can start making more money because you can earn commission. So I was like, you know what, I can do this. I was like, I'm gonna move to a new place, start something new, restart on life. Just because I didn't really know exactly what I want to do, but I want to say moving to Florida was probably one of the best opportunities I did. Even though the relationship aspect didn't really work out, I want to say I found a good job that I'm still doing today. I paid for my rent. I mean, I was splitting it with somebody, but that made me work even harder. So, I mean, knowing that I had to pay where I was supposed to be splitting something, and then now I could take care of it on my own, paying all my bills, living in Florida. I thought I was kind of on the top of the world, but I still had something missing. So, I mean, I could afford stuff. I had, I want to say, a good job, but I still kind of felt alone being kind of away from home, away from my family. Just, it was a lot. It was a lot. That move was scary. It was a lot.
So what would you even, what kind of advice would you give someone that, you know, hey, Christian, I seen you moved. Should I move? I want to move. How did you do it? What kind of advice or something you would give them, words of wisdom, if they wanted to move? What would you say?
I would say just from my shoes, and if I can provide any knowledge, I would say take that chance. I mean, sometimes things in life is going to be scary to make that move. You're not going to know if it's the right move, but sometimes that move will be the right move. So, I mean, sometimes you won't know. So, I mean, I would say it doesn't hurt to try. So, I mean, you're never going to figure out if it's the right move if you don't just at least try. So, I mean, moving to Florida was in the back of my head, but I know I just wanted to try to create a new life for myself. I was like, I can do it. I was like, let's just take this leap of faith. And I mean, I was scared. I'm glad that I had mom and dad just for support, but just me personally, they're not in my shoes. They're not actually going there, living there, and doing different things. So I would say just make that move. Work as hard as you can. Just figure it out. Talk with people who have been through it. And if it's something that you don't like, you can always make a change. Just like I was in Florida, and then now I'm back in Greenville. So I may potentially move back in the future, but just as of right now, I figured out it was something I liked. I found an opportunity there, and I was able to bring the opportunity back to Greenville. And now we have 62 offices all throughout the U.S. So if I wouldn't have took that leap of faith, I wouldn't be doing what I am now. I wouldn't have been able to move, pay for the moving expenses, get my own apartment here. Now I have a whole 2-bedroom apartment to myself. So, I mean, I don't regret what I did. I mean, I'm happy for it, to be honest.
Do you think that the move has changed your mindset?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, because when I was in college, I had a bunch of friends. I felt like I've always been surrounded around at least somebody or people. And when I moved to Florida, I just never felt kind of like alone like that. So it just put me in a different mindset to, cook by myself, of course, be alone just at nighttime, during the day. And then when I just meeting new people in general, being in a whole different area, you don't really know just weather in different areas, just small stuff like the price of stuff. Like there's no state income taxes in Florida. Just a lot of different, it did change me, I want to say. Just being able to be by myself and now still be with people. So, I mean, I really didn't like being alone before that. Now I can be.
Right.
So it kind of made me stronger. So, I mean, just paying for rent, even when I just knew I had to work hard, because if I would have got fired, if I would have woke up late, or if I didn't take this job seriously, I couldn't have provided for myself just to take care of the rent, take care of my groceries, take care of my gym membership, stay in shape. So it kind of put me in a work hard mentality, work for what you have. And I felt accomplished just having kind of my own place, my own stuff. And a lot of people around my age, like just after they left college, they're either moving back in with parents. Just a bunch of my friends are either moving back home with their parents or either not living on their own. And like, oh man, you living in Florida now? You living that
right,
life?
yeah,
like,
big dog.
Yeah, so I was just like, I mean, I felt like I was on top of the world. Just from the outside, on the inside, like I still...
Yeah, outside looking in, people would think, you know, oh, you got it going on, but just like anybody, you see somebody and you're like, oh, they got their life figured out.
Yeah.
But sometimes they still trying to figure it out. They taking it each day like you are.
Yeah, no, that's facts. So, I mean, I just see friends it's just different paths in life. It's just, we feel like that we're supposed to be doing something. We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to have this job. We're supposed to be making a certain amount of money. I mean, I'm on the younger end. I mean, I'm now 25, but I mean, when I moved, I was 22. So,
right.
I mean, I was 22, 23, and I didn't really go to Florida. I mean, I went to Florida a little bit, but to move there was just a whole different story. So I mean, it did change me as a person, but yeah, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's definitely drop some dimes there. If you want to move, if you want to do anything new, it's better to do it than fail than just to never do it at all, and you would just have that regret, or you just was, dang, I wish I did this, or dang, I wish I did that. So we appreciate you for dropping that for sure.
Yes, sir.
So I know you were mentioning a lot about Clemson majors, talking to mom and dad, just being to talk to me because I'm your older brother. And for those that don't know, we are we only have each other. We're only two sibling households. So he's my younger brother, I'm his older brother, and then that's it. So how was it talking to mom and dad, just being that young? Well, first off, let's just back all the way up. How was it being just a younger sibling, like since it's just us two? How did it feel?
I mean, some days it was cool. I would say just having an older brother. I remember when you were back at home, just having somebody to really look up to. I mean, most of the time, just say if you don't have like an older sibling, you don't have anyone to look up to, or you have an idol. So I mean, you were already very successful in my eyes. I was like, hopefully I can be like you. I mean, just put it real. But it was kind of weird at some points because just the things I want to do, just like saying school, like I feel like mom and dad wanted me to follow your footsteps in a lot of different ways. So it was just kind of hard to create my own, if you want to say, path or life. It's like, well, Chandler's doing this. Well, Chandler's doing this. Well, hey, check with your older brother. Like, see what he would do. See what he would do. See what he would do. And I would be like, well, I want to do this. And they're like, I don't think you should do this.
Right.
Let's just try this because we know it works or he's doing well.
Right.
So it was just kind of hard some days. Like, I knew you were successful, doing well, just through my eyes, but just trying to find a path for myself was kind of just hard. So, I mean, you went to University of South Carolina. I went to Clemson.
Right.
You did just one thing and I did the other. I felt like I always just wanted to kind of be different from you. So, I mean, I kind of want to follow your footsteps, but at the same time, just kind of create my own path. So, I felt like now looking back, it was kind of opposite. Just in
Yeah, just those few things you're saying. Yeah, it sounds like the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought I would, I don't know, I kind of tied into the move, just kind of get out of the state of South Carolina, create a life for myself outside of Florida that I thought would work. So it was just really being compared.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so I just had to kind of, I liked it because I would ask you and you gave me a lot of advice. I mean, there were some times I was down, I would ask you for advice, or I would like to tell you, like, hey, man, I lost 100 pounds. And you were like, oh, man, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? We just kind of inspire each other. But creating my own path was kind of the main thing. Just mom and dad always wanted me to do what you were doing. And I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. So,
Because based off what they were saying.
Yeah.
And just, pushing it on you so hard.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, well, if Chandler's doing it, then I can do it. But then at the same time, if it's not interest of you, you're not going to put your 100% into that. So I can definitely see that. And just from my end, being the older brother, I kind of felt the pressures, that I put on myself. And you just know how dad is. It's the pressure of just, you want to make them proud. You want to show them like, hey, this is what I did, not, oh, you messing up again or just whatever. You also want that sense of pride for yourself, but also pride for your parents or for our parents. You want to make sure that they're good. So for myself, it was tough because I didn't have anybody to look up to. Like, it's like, yeah, I looked up to dad, but again, he has his own life. And again, it's like, it's so easy to say, well, what he did worked. But then at the same time, it's like, I want to do something on my own. So the same stuff you were getting, you got it on the back end based off of how, because I had already done it. Myself, I was doing things and I was getting that from mom and dad. And it was just more so, you sure you want to do that? And I'm just like, I mean, I get, like, it seems like it'd be good. And it's kind of like, well, I didn't do that. And it's just like, well, I can't really do what you did because that's not, your life's not my life. And so I didn't really have that blueprint so that you had. But at the same time, it's like a catch-22 because you want to do your own thing. And instead of you getting your own path, they're just like, oh, well, Chandler's the mold. You just follow this. If it worked for him, it's going to work for you. And see, for me, I had the mistakes, and they probably just didn't want you to make the same mistakes I did. But at the same time, that's how you learn. If you don't make those mistakes, you don't know what's what. And yeah, it was rough, man. There was times where I'm just like, I'm getting like two-sided, right? I'm getting, oh, well, Christian looking up to me. If I fail, he gonna look at me like, oh, dang, his brother ain't doing nothing. And then I got dad looking at me like, dang, he told me this probably wouldn't work, and I done failed. And it's kind of like, dang, I feel like I'm getting hit twice. Like,
No, yeah.
bruh, it's like, it's just like, dang, I can't win. So I just would, like, that's why so many people just like, well, why do you go so hard? Like, why do you feel like you always need to do more? And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like I've always had that drive of like, someone's watching me. Someone's gonna say like, oh, he ain't working hard, or like he ain't doing this, or like he, I just want, like, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that, you can look at me and be proud. My dad, mom could look at me and like, oh, he's proud. But then for myself, because I know I always want more, and we've always had that kind of mentality where we want more. So, it's definitely a outlook from being the younger sibling and the older sibling with. You don't have anybody younger than you, so you don't mold anybody, within the family or the immediate family. And then I didn't have that older sibling, so it's crazy to kind of hear both sides of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that you mentioned losing 100 pounds and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Just you want to talk to the people, like, what was your heaviest? Like, how does that feel? Like, did you just like talk about your whole journey, like just back when, just like if you want to start with high school or just whatever you want to start, just that'd be good.
Man, I mean, it was just a lot. I mean, just looking back when I was a toddler, just photos. I was thin, and then, as I hit puberty, I guess middle school, I started getting bigger. I just remember you used to give me jokes back in the day, just with them bootcut jeans. So I was always a bigger guy.
Jeans.
Yeah, husky jeans. That's what it was. I was just always a bigger guy. So, even going throughout high school, I started working out. I was playing football. I lost a little bit of weight, turned a little bit into muscle. Got kind of interested in playing college ball. Didn't really work out because I ended up tearing a ligament in my knee. So, after high school, all that muscle I had from high school just kind of turned into fat. So I got all the way up to about 339 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When I stepped on the scale, I said, man, this has got to change. Because I was working out, but I would still eat bad. So I would buy a bunch of groceries, just eat terribly. The more of that story. And then just one day when I saw that number on the scale, I was like, man, I got to make a change. Because, I'm already doing the working out portion, but what is it? So, I started looking up.
So you was working out, but nothing was changing as for appearance.
Nah, because, I was working out, but it's all about calories in, calories out. So, even though I was working out, I was eating whatever. So, the moment I just started changing, just tweaking my diet, so, I started looking up just what should I eat. So, it was whole foods, working out more. I started implementing running, and then at first, I was gaining even more weight. So, I would drop a little bit, but gain it back, drop a little bit more, gain it back. And then I remember Devin, when I was telling you about earlier, when I moved here to Greenville at first, he introduced me to this diet where you would just do HIIT workouts and then eat healthy. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really stick to this.
Was that the E2M?
Yeah, E2M Fitness. So I had I did that for about, it was an 8-week program where you did HIIT workouts, eat healthy, and then you would do intermittent fasting. So I did that. After the 8 weeks, it was just dropping off. I would say after the first week or two, probably 3 weeks, I kept gaining it back and then losing it, gaining it back, losing it. And then finally after like that third week, it just was just shredding off every single day. I wouldn't miss the gym. Sometimes I would wake up in the morning, work out, at nighttime work out. I didn't care what it took. I was like, I've been big for too long. I was big for way too long. So, my lowest weight that I saw after just sticking with this plan for 8 weeks. And then after that, I was like, a lot of people think that doing certain diet plans, I'm going to do this for a little bit, then I got to stop. I was like, I need to make this a lifestyle. So once I started seeing results, I was like, dude, I know what it takes. So I was like, you know what? Let's continue to do it. So after the 8 weeks, I just kept doing it, and then the next thing you know, just more weeks went by, and then I'm looking at the scale. I set a goal for about 250. I finally hit that goal. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I hit 250. I've never seen this on the scale, even in high school. I mean, I was always ranging around 260 to 280, and they wanted me to be larger for football, and I was averaging around 300, so about 280, 300 range, and then I was at 250. I was like, let's keep going. So I mean, I said to go for 240. Got to 240. Said to go for 230. Got to 230. I was like, I'm gonna set to go for 220. I just got addicted to seeing the results. I mean, my lowest weight that I saw on the scale was 219.
Sheesh. So almost, over 100 pounds at that point.
Yeah, I mean 339 to 219. Yeah. So yeah, that's over 100 pounds. I just felt good. I mean, I had a confidence was up. I mean, I was meeting a lot of people. I was having fun. Running became easier. I started running about. I went from just a mile a day to about 3 to 5 miles a day. So I don't know, it made me feel better about myself. And when I was larger, I felt like it was taken away from a lot. Like not a lot of people see that. Just whenever you're going through something in general, you kind of try to hide it by just either eating or doing something or just trying to hide your feelings. But I always knew I was a larger guy. And I just never could lose the weight. But when I was finally losing it, like I just felt better. Like just about life, just doing things, going out, meeting people. I don't know. It was crazy. It was just a crazy journey overall.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's crazy because a lot of us will say, and I'm guilty of it too. Like we start something, it's too hard, or it's like it's not sustainable, or I just need to lose 10 pounds for this vacation. And I get on vacation, I gain it all back because I just ate like crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because I couldn't really go on holidays. Like Mom cooks a lot just for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Luckily, like being in Clemson. I don't want to say it like this, but I wouldn't go home sometimes for these reasons because I know we would eat a lot. So I mean,
it set you back. All them gains would essentially just get set back.
Yeah. So my process, it was a lot, just from a lot of different perspectives. So I mean, I had to cut off a lot of people. I had friends who were wanting to go out to eat, go out to drink. While I was already doing this before this, and I just had to tell them, I was like, hey, I'm going through this. And then they would kind of be like, yo, man, you're not cool anymore because you don't want to go out with us, or this is why I don't invite you now. But I mean, I stuck to the plan. So I was like, all right. I was like, you just wait. I was like, I'm just going to let you know. Just see me in a few months.
I'm going to like go off of what you just said because it's so funny because people will be like in your example, oh, you don't want to drink with us or you don't want to go out to eat with us? Fine, we ain't going to invite you. But then you go ghost for 3 weeks or 3 months, then you come back. Dang, Christian, bro, how you look like that? Like, man, like you look good. And then just kind of just like,
for real.
What do you mean? I told you this is what I'm working on.
For real. And the people who were saying all this stuff and like, they didn't even recognize me. Like, I mean, I wasn't going on Instagram like that. I mean, I was posting in the gym and they would be like, why are you posting so much? I was like, just wait. So, I mean, I kept posting and I was slowly motivating people. So, I mean, they were seeing the gains and all those people who were just talking trash and just dogging me. They were, oh man, what you doing? Yeah. Oh man, you want to go work out?
Yeah,
oh,
now they want.
It's like, oh man, let's go run. Oh, if he can do it, I can do it. And it's just at that point, I was motivating more people than a lot of people were seeing. They were like, man, you want to post every day, but at the same time, I was motivating people behind the scenes. So I mean, I have a lot of viewers on Snapchat, and then they were just like swiping up, saying, oh man, happy for you. I'm about to get back on my grind. So, I mean, I was helping out people while I was helping out myself. So I just felt good overall. But with that going out stuff, like it just put me in another different mindset as well. I just felt kind of alone. I was like, I'm going to go through this right now, but I know what's going to be at the end of the road. And I was like, I mean, if I pass up a few friends now or going out, I just know.
There's a bigger picture.
Yeah, I was like, if I keep working hard at it or just something in life, if I keep working hard at it, I can do it. And I was just like, I'm going to put my mind to it. So, I mean, I used to do daily motivation. I used to post up stuff, listen to podcasts. And I just stuck with it and I finally got it. So I just felt like I finally just completed something because I just kept setting many goals for myself to overall lead to the big goal. And I beat my big goal. So I just felt accomplished, to be honest.
Do you think it's losing weight and just getting better physically is it start with the physical, or you think it's more physical or more mental?
I would say both. So I mean, if you're not in the right mental head state, then it's gonna be hard on the physical portion. But I want to say really mentally, like you're gonna have to realize that it's not easy. So I mean, something that's worth having isn't gonna come easy. So I mean, if you want something, I always tell people nowadays like anything is achievable. So I mean, they're like if you want to do something in life, you know what it takes, or either you're gonna find a way to get it. Like if you want something really bad, you're gonna get it. So I was like, I really want to be small, and I have the key code right here. I see the results. I know if I follow this, then I'm gonna get there. So it was really mental at that point. I was like, if as long as I can stay consistent, as long as I can put my mind to it and keep doing this day in and day out, then I'm gonna see the results.
Right.
I mean, at first you may not see it, and at first I wasn't seeing it. So I mean, like I said, right when I first started the diet, I was gaining weight. Then I would lose a little bit. Then I would gain it back even more. But that was just my body adjusting to it. So when I finally got on the rhythm and being consistent, it just started shedding off. And then I was like, wow. I was like, as long as I keep working at it,
It's gonna come.
yeah, it's going to come. So I just kind of apply that to a lot of stuff in life. I felt like that's kind of the biggest life changer. Just kind of losing that weight. I felt like I put my mind to something. And I mean, your physical appearance is a lot. So I was like, as long as I keep doing this and working hard, I'm gonna achieve it. And I finally did that. So that kind of opened up my mindset just for working hard on a lot of other stuff, to be honest.
Just life in general.
Yeah.
If you want it hard enough, you know that if you I'm gonna say half-ass something, you're not gonna get the results, the 100% results that you want. You knew if you was gonna BS that diet or that workout regimen, you was gonna get half-ass results.
No, you're
and
fact.
it's just like work, friendships, anything that you just 50%, 25%, anything less than 100%, you can't expect 100% results. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and consistency.
Yeah, consistency is big. Consistency is big. Now, I know you were mentioning a lot, and you said this word a lot throughout our conversation, alone, feeling that missingness, that emptiness. What was that feeling like? And what did you, I mean, do you still feel that way now? What were some things that you did, said, whatever, to either overcome that? If you still feel that way, say that. But if not, then what did you kind of just expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, some days I feel alone. It's just that feeling of, I don't know. I feel like back in college, I was surrounded around a lot of people. Like I was the guy where people would come over. We would host like Super Bowl parties, college game days, just have a bunch of fun. So I always had a lot of people around me. I want to say quote unquote friends, but I mean, it was just friends I was going out with, either partying with or had over, or I was always doing something on a day to day. So after college, even during college, so let's take it back a little bit. So when I was dieting, like it's just that feeling of being alone while you're doing something in the moment. Like we know we want to be somewhere, so we have to cut out what shouldn't be there. So you feel kind of alone. So when you're used to something and then you change it, it's just sometimes you have to isolate yourself or cut out people. So I was just in that period of time, I just had to cut out just a bunch of the stuff that I was used to doing. So I felt alone because I was in my shoes going on this journey. And I felt like my friends didn't really care. Like, it was just friends I was going out with that I thought were my friends. And it's kind of hard to explain, to be honest. It's that feeling where you want to be better. You know what it takes. But you can be with friends. You can surround yourself. But they're not on the same path or journey or have the same mindset.
They're not doing the same thing you're doing. So it's kind of like you're doing this journey alone. And no one else can resonate what you're doing, or they might look at you weird because you're on this path by yourself.
Yeah, and it's just everyone's going to have a different path, and it just sometimes takes cutting off people that are not doing what you think is right or something you should be doing. So it's just when I say feeling alone, I just feel like I'm doing this journey by myself. Because I mean, if I say, hey, I'm about to go to the gym, and say your friends want to go out on a Friday night and you want to stay in, it's like I just felt alone in that moment because nobody wants to go to the gym. Everybody just wants to go out. So it's just I felt alone. And I mean, when I was in Florida, when I said I felt alone, it's just not being surrounded around people when you're going through something. So I mean, I could call mom and dad. I can call you, and you're going to tell me what I want to hear. You're going to say, oh yeah, man, you can get through it, you can do it, but you're not in my shoes. It's just, it may not be something that you've ever done, or someone just telling you. It's like when somebody calls you and you're just like, hey, bro, I'm going through this. And it's just sometimes like you think they can relate, or you think that you talking to them, it helps, but they're not going through it. So they're just going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, at the time.
And I mean, a lot of times I would call you or call mom, call dad, and then they'd be like, you got it. Just let us know if we can help or be there for you. And it's just like, you're not feeling this feeling. I mean, you're not going through what I'm going through. So you're just going to tell me what I want to hear, or.
Yeah, sympathize. They can't empathize because you don't.
Yeah.
You never gone through it. I can't.
Yeah, so I had people around me, but I just felt alone personally because I was going through this path or this journey or something at the moment, and I just feel like people couldn't relate to it because I was going through it. Like sometimes people just tell you what you want to hear, but they're not going through it. So that's just kind of.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's very tough when you kind of you're trying to run your own race and you kind of want somebody to run next to you or just be in the same race as you, and they can't. They either can't or they just don't want to. Like you want somebody to say, "Oh, you going to the gym? Oh, I'll come with you because I want to go to the gym," or I'll run with you," or whatever the case is. You just kind of want somebody else to kind of be batting with you.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels. So I mean, some moments and instances in life where I want someone to be there with me and going through it with me, but I didn't have that at the time. So it was just kind of me doing it by myself. So in a sense, I felt alone. I was like, you know what, I just got to get through it. If they don't want to go to the gym with me this time, I'm just have to knock it out. Let me just go to the gym tonight. Everybody wants to go out. Let me just hang tight. It's just I just knew I had to do it. And
I will say the fitness space and just overall healthy, I would say like quote unquote healthy living, either that's going to eat cooking at home, eating a healthier lifestyle, just kind of going to like run marathons, anything that kind of is deemed healthy or just like better off. It is kind of tough because it's like that's not what everybody wants to do that, but then when it like people like not be consistent with it, and it's kind of like, well, dang, I really need somebody that's gonna be consistent because I want an accountability partner. So when I don't want to go to the gym, I want somebody to push me.
Yeah, it's that pushing factor.
Yeah.
So it is mental. That's why it's a big mental thing. Just to swing back to that, I think it's mental before physical first. Like you just have to put yourself in the right mindset to know you can get it done. But then next is the physical portion. So I mean, I think it plays hand in hand.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of both. So I mean, if I don't want to get up and run that day, I mean, that's kind of mental first. So I mean, I know I can get up and do it. It's just I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the way the world's going nowadays, it's a lot of mental and physical. And we compare ourselves with people we see on social media and Instagram. Like we see these people who are fit or may have a happy lifestyle, or, oh, if I get that body or if I look like this, then I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to look like this, and I can get whatever. Just a lot of stuff to compare to nowadays. Just scroll through Instagram or TikTok. You see everybody just working out every day, like they can do it, why can I do it? And then so I get motivated for a little bit, and sometimes I get beat down and I'll get motivated again. It's just hard to stay consistent nowadays. It's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. So I mean, just trying to stay consistent with a lot of stuff in life. Try not to compare myself to others because we all have our own journey, pretty much.
Yeah, you got to run your own race, man. And that social media is crazy because it's like it's good to keep up with people and, just overall stay in the know. I will say I was guilty at work the other day. Some lady was asking me about something some presidential campaign question. She asked me, "Oh, did you see such?" I was like, if it ain't on social media, I definitely I'm guilty of it. I should be watching the news and all that, but it's like social media has engulfed our lives, and that's just a whole nother conversation. But just in social media comparison in general, it is hard to not compare yourself to others. Just in general, like you see people walking around or in the gym or just out and about, you're like, dang, they look, they fit. Like, I need to get like that. But then when you're seeing thousands of other people that aren't even in your area looking good or doing things or just overall having some type of success, you're just like, dang, why I can't have that? Or what I need to do to get that? And it's just like, again, it could all be a facade, but it's all, it just is what it is. So, yeah, man, this has been a pleasure. Just chopping it up with you. Hearing your stories, just about your weight loss journey, your move, just your overall growth that I've seen from you. Like
No, I
it's
appreciate
just
you.
I've physically grown up with you, so I've known where you came from and all that. But just kind of hearing stuff that I didn't even know, or just just speaking your piece is just it's been great. You know how we do on the end of all these conversations, and
Certainly.
the premise of it, the premise of this whole thing is POP, progression over perfection. And again, we just talked about social media, this quote unquote perfect life that everyone has or sees, or just think that that's what they need. And everyone's perfection is different.
Mm-hmm.
Your perfection might just be waking up healthy, just being overall healthy. My perfection might I need a lot of bread. It's just a lot of different perfect lives that people just want. And I just think that as long as you're getting better each day, then your progression is going to be is the goal. But that's not what it's about. It's not about my definition. I want to hear what when you hear the word progression, what comes to mind, or what kind of thoughts come to your head?
Progression, just being consistent and getting better at something daily. So I mean, just for an example, I want to be successful, but then everyone has a different term of success. So I mean, I want to create a life for myself, just be comfortable, not in the sense of just staying complacent, but just always having progress, even if it's 1% every day. Just like off Atomic Habits is saying, I mean, even if you can better yourself 1% each day, um, or just even in general, you're going to get better. So, I mean, I try to just shoot for working hard. So, I mean, that's just the progression part. Just work as hard as you can, be consistent, and just don't give up in a lot of stuff because people have it worse than you. So, as long as I'm making progress, even if it's large or small, and setting baby goals to get to my big goals, that's kind of how I look at progress. And perfection in my eyes is really, I mean, nobody can really be perfect. So, I mean, I would say, just trying to strive toward perfection, even though we know it's not. So, I mean, if you shoot or aim for larger in life, you at least get as close as you can to it, even though you know it's not possible. So, I mean, just always make some sort of progress toward perfection. So, I mean, just how you act on a day to day. We know what we should eat. We know what we should be doing. We know we should work hard, having a healthy balance with all that. So, I mean, you're not beating yourself up, but at the same time, set goals for yourself, whether that's large or small, and then try to shoot for it on a day-to-day basis. Don't think you can just achieve something like on an instant. So I mean that's just like with my weight loss plan. I mean I set goals for myself and I finally got it. So I mean I just try to make some sort of progress daily. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about when you said about like losing weight in a perfect world. I can eat whatever I want, and then and I work out. This should just melt all. Why it ain't melting? So, yeah, we appreciate that, and I definitely Atomic Habits is definitely a good book. I've personally read it. I think you were the first one to read it, and you kind of told me about it.
Oh yeah,
So,
good read.
yeah, it was a good read for sure. Getting better 1% each day. I try to strive for that myself, and so yeah, man, we appreciate that. And do you have anything that you want to leave the people? Any last words? Anything that you want to just get off your chest? Anything?
I mean, first and foremost, thank you for having me. I
You
mean,
know?
I've always looked up to you, my boy. Just you've always been there for me. Just kind of a path. I mean, I know I've always wanted to create my own path, but I mean, having you as an older brother and someone to look up to definitely got me through some tough times. I mean, not a lot of people have people to either rely on or look up to, even though I have mom and dad. Just you're a little bit older than me, wiser than me, been through different things than me. So I mean, I always have someone to talk to about that. But I mean, always just shooting for more. So I mean, I see how you just in work in life. I mean, you don't really. You're just succeeding in my eyes. So I mean, it just gives me something to work toward. I see how successful you became. So I mean, I'm just trying to strive for success, just in my own way, myself. So I mean, other than that, just work hard each day, strive for something, and it's pretty much it.
Hey man, we appreciate it. Well, Christian, y'all, he dropped y'all some gems, and work hard, 1% better each day. And we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Peace.